Despite his tough guy image, Lee Van Cleef battled a painful condition that affected his daily life. This injury stemmed from a serious accident that occurred during his time as a young actor. While filming a scene for a movie, he fell from a horse, which resulted in significant damage to his leg. The injury did not heal properly, leading to chronic pain that would follow him for the rest of his life. Van Cleef often had to manage this discomfort while continuing to work in the demanding film industry. As he progressed in his career, the pain became a constant companion. He utilized various methods to cope, including physical therapy and pain management techniques. Despite the challenges, he maintained his dedication to acting, often portraying characters that mirrored his own struggles. This resilience contributed to the depth of his performances, as audiences could sense the authenticity behind his intense roles. Even in his later years, the condition persisted, affecting his mobility and overall quality of life. Yet, he remained committed to his craft, leaving behind a legacy that showcased not just his talent, but also his ability to overcome personal hardships. Born in Somerville, New Jersey, on January 9, 1925, Lee Van Cleef's early life was shaped by the events of his time. After completing high school, he joined the United States Navy during World War II. His service was marked by significant combat experiences that would later influence his tough guy persona on screen. Following the war, Lee returned to civilian life and explored various professions, seeking to find his path. He worked as an office administrator and an accountant, roles that provided him with stability but did not fulfill his creative aspirations. Additionally, he took on the role of a camp counselor, which allowed him to connect with younger people and develop his communication skills. It was during this time that he discovered his passion for acting, which would ultimately lead him to pursue a career in the entertainment industry. This journey from military service to the world of acting laid the foundation for his later success as a prominent figure in film and television. Unexpectedly, Lee Van Cleef's journey into acting began while he was working as an accountant. His passion for the craft was so strong that it led him to miss work, and ultimately, he was fired from his accounting job. This turn of events opened the door to his first professional role in the entertainment industry. Lee's talent caught the eye of legendary director Stanley Kramer, who recognized something special in him. Kramer's keen eye for talent led to Lee's casting in the classic Western film High Noon. Even though Lee had no lines in this significant film, he made a remarkable impact with his presence on screen. His portrayal added depth to the story, showcasing his ability to convey emotion and intensity without uttering a single word. This experience marked the beginning of Lee Van Cleef's illustrious career in Hollywood, paving the way for him to become one of the most recognized faces in the Western genre and beyond. During the 1950s, Lee Van Cleef began to receive more roles that showcased his unique talents. His strong screen presence and distinctive features made him a memorable actor in various films. However, it was in the 1960s that he truly achieved international fame. His collaboration with director Sergio Leone marked a turning point in his career. Films like For a Few Dollars More and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly not only highlighted his acting skills, but also helped define the spaghetti western genre. In The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Van Cleef's portrayal of the character Angel Eyes became iconic. This role inspired numerous characters in various forms of media, such as Revolver Ocelot from the Metal Gear Solid video game series, and Lucky Luke from The Bounty Hunter. His contributions to cinema during this era left a lasting impact, influencing both filmmakers and audiences alike. The depth and complexity he brought to his characters set a standard for future actors in the genre. His legacy continues to resonate through the characters he inspired and the films that remain classics today. Lee Van Cleef was a notable figure in the film industry, particularly recognized for his roles in westerns. He starred in 2 films that were nominated for the Academy Award for Best Picture: High Noon and How the West Was Won. These films showcased his talent and helped establish his reputation as a skilled actor. However, as the 1970s approached, Lee's career began to decline. The Western genre, which had brought him much success, started to fade in popularity. His last significant westerns were Vengeance, released in 1977, and God's Gun, which came out in 1976. As the years went by, he found himself taking on more secondary roles in various projects. This shift marked a significant change in his career, leading him to eventually stop filming westerns altogether. The transition from leading roles to supporting characters reflected the changing landscape of Hollywood and the evolving tastes of audiences. Lee Van Cleef's journey in the film industry highlighted both his early successes and the challenges he faced as the genre he was known for began to wane. In the 1980s, Lee Van Cleef took on the role of a martial arts master in the TV series The Master. This show showcased his talent in action-packed scenes, allowing him to display his skills in a new light. Despite his strong performance, and the series gaining some popularity, it did not last long on the air, leaving fans wanting more of his unique presence. During this decade, Lee also faced missed opportunities that could have changed the course of his career. He narrowly missed out on significant roles in two major films. One was John Carpenter's The Thing, a classic in the horror genre that has since gained a cult following. The other was the 1987 James Bond film The Living Daylights, a movie that would have placed him alongside one of cinema's most iconic franchises. These missed chances were unfortunate, as they could have introduced Lee to a new generation of viewers and expanded his already impressive legacy in film and television. Lee Van Cleef was married 3 times and had 3 children. His personal life was marked by both joy and challenges. At the time of his death in 1989, he was married to his 3rd wife. He passed away at the age of 64 from a heart attack, with throat cancer being a secondary cause that complicated his health. Throughout his life, Lee faced physical hardships that affected his daily activities and career. In 1958, he suffered a serious knee injury in a car accident, which caused him pain that lingered until his final days. This injury impacted his ability to perform some of the physical demands of acting, yet he persevered in his craft. Additionally, while building a treehouse for his daughter, he lost a finger joint, further adding to the physical challenges he faced. Despite these obstacles, he remained dedicated to his family and his work, leaving behind a legacy that continues to resonate with fans of classic cinema. In 1942, Lee Van Cleef began his Navy training, a significant step that would lead him into the heart of World War II. He served on the USS C-681, a submarine chaser, where he was involved in various operations that tested his skills and bravery. His time on this vessel was marked by the challenges of naval warfare, as he faced the dangers of enemy attacks and the harsh realities of life at sea. After his service on the USS C-681, he moved to the USS Invincible, where he continued to see significant combat. The experiences he gained during these tumultuous times shaped not only his character, but also his future career in acting, as he learned discipline and resilience. For his bravery and dedication, Lee was awarded the Bronze Star, a recognition of his heroic actions. He also received the Good Conduct Medal, which honored his exemplary behavior and performance in the Navy. Additionally, he earned the World War II Victory Medal, a testament to his service during a critical period in history. These accolades reflected his commitment and courage, qualities that would later resonate in the tough characters he portrayed on screen. Lee Van Cleef's life was marked by significant experiences that shaped his character and career. Serving in the Navy during World War II, he gained valuable combat experience that influenced his later roles in film. His time in the military instilled in him a sense of discipline and resilience, qualities that would later define his on-screen persona. However, a tragic car accident left him with a permanent injury that altered the course of his life. The accident resulted in a severe injury to his leg, which caused him ongoing pain and required him to adapt to new physical limitations. This challenge could have derailed his acting career, but instead, it became a part of his identity. The injury added depth to his performances, allowing him to portray tough characters with a sense of authenticity. Despite the hardships, Lee Van Cleef's journey from combat to cinema exemplifies the strength of the human spirit and the ability to overcome adversity in pursuit of one's